Hello, lovely gardeners. Welcome back to Time for Gardening, your go-to place for charming and sustainable garden ideas. Today, we're diving into inspiring backyard fence ideas featuring rustic, upcycled wood and wire designs that will transform your summer garden into a cozy, beautiful oasis. Whether you have a small space or a sprawling yard, these ideas blend vintage charm with practical protection. So stay tuned until the end and find the perfect fence inspiration that suits your style and garden needs. A vintage farmhouse fence made from reclaimed barn wood paired with rustic chicken wire creates a charming border that instantly evokes nostalgia. The addition of hanging baskets filled with trailing petunias softens the rugged texture of the wood and wire, turning the fence into a lively focal point that celebrates summer's bloom. This combination invites a warm, welcoming feel to any garden, blending functional protection with decorative appeal. As the seasons progress, the gentle sway of flowers against the weathered fence evokes timeless memories of country living, making it a perfect backdrop for peaceful outdoor moments. Transform old wooden window frames into an elegant trellis-fence hybrid that supports climbing clematis vines along galvanized wire. This repurposed structure not only frames your garden, but also introduces vertical interest, drawing the eye upward towards lush blooms. The blend of vintage materials with natural growth creates a seamless connection between man-made artistry and nature's beauty. As clematis flowers bloom in bursts of color, the fence becomes a living canvas that changes with the seasons, offering an ever-refreshing summer spectacle. Enclosing a wildflower patch with low cedar frames and wide weave wire mesh brings structure to natural chaos, highlighting the vibrant colors and soft textures of prairie flowers. This subtle framing enhances the wildflower garden's rustic appeal while keeping it protected. The fence acts as both boundary and backdrop, allowing blossoms to shine within a carefully curated space. Its presence gently guides the viewer's gaze across the meadow, encouraging appreciation of the untamed, carefree spirit of wild gardening. Thick, aged fence posts combined with soft poultry netting form a classic enclosure for a fragrant herb garden. Incorporating antique plant name signs adds personality and an educational touch, making the space as inviting as it is practical. This rustic setup marries vintage charm with function, giving herbs a protective home while creating a picturesque scene. As herbs grow tall and aromatic, the weathered fence frames their progress, enhancing the sensory experience of the garden's kitchen corner. An artistic fence made from diagonal wooden slats interlaced with cross-braced wire mesh creates a striking mosaic pattern that feels handcrafted and personal. Vines like honeysuckle weaving through the open spaces add softness and fragrance to the geometric structure. The fence becomes an evolving work of art, balancing bold lines with delicate greenery. This contrast enriches the garden's texture, making the boundary both a functional barrier and an expressive feature of summer's natural beauty. Weaving willow branches between upright reclaimed wood panels, reinforced with wire mesh, forms a traditional wattle fence with modern durability. This blend of organic materials and metal offers excellent support for climbing plants and adds a tactile, handcrafted feel. The layered construction invites nature to intertwine with craftsmanship, encouraging a slow reveal of flowers and leaves as they grow. It's a perfect marriage of old-world technique and contemporary garden needs, creating a living fence full of character. The classic American zigzag split rail fence, enhanced with hidden chicken wire, combines rustic aesthetics with practical garden protection. Its angular design adds rhythmic movement and charm while discreetly keeping small critters away from your vegetables. This style evokes frontier simplicity, grounding the garden in history and function. With creeping vines and bright blossoms softening its edges, the zigzag fence becomes a lively, integral part of your outdoor space's story. Tall raised garden beds topped with integrated wooden wire fencing provide a secure and stylish enclosure for plants like tomatoes and peas. This dual-purpose design protects crops from pests and offers a neat, defined silhouette. The raised beds encourage vertical growth while maintaining easy access, making garden care a pleasure. Their sturdy rustic fence topper blends functionality with cottage charm, perfect for gardeners who value both beauty and productivity. Framing Potager beds with rustic beams and tightly stretched wire fencing enhances the symmetry and formality typical of French kitchen gardens. Bordering these beds with lavender and marigolds adds color and scent, creating a multisensory gardening experience. This structured yet fragrant setting elevates vegetable and herb cultivation to an art form. The interplay between natural textures and clean lines brings sophistication to the backyard, while nurturing summer bounty. Incorporating vintage mirrors into a wood and wire fence setup reflects light and enlarges the perception of space in small gardens. The aged wooden sections and trailing ivy create a romantic shabby-chic ambience that invites lingering moments outdoors. Mirrors amplify the garden's lushness by bouncing sunlight and doubling views of colorful blooms. This clever use of reflective surfaces transforms a simple fence into a multifaceted feature that enlivens the garden atmosphere. A distress wood frame combined with wide wire mesh makes an ideal support wall for climbing roses, showcasing their lush blooms and rich greenery. This arrangement creates a fragrant, colorful backdrop perfect for sitting areas or garden paths. The fence's rustic texture contrasts beautifully with soft petals, enhancing the romantic vibe of the space. As roses flourish through summer, the wall becomes a living tapestry of natural elegance. A semi-private garden divider built from tall wooden stakes and chicken wire gains warmth and charm with hanging lanterns or candle jars. This setup defines outdoor spaces while adding soft illumination for peaceful evenings. The lanterns draw attention upward, balancing the solid fence with flickering light and delicate shadows. This fusion of rustic materials and cozy accents transforms a simple partition into an enchanting garden feature. Decorating a backyard fence with birdhouses atop wooden posts and wire mesh panels invites wildlife while enhancing visual interest. The variety of shapes and colors creates a playful storybook charm that resonates with cottage garden traditions. These birdhouses not only support local birds, but also become focal points, blending nature and craftsmanship. Their presence encourages gentle movement and song, enriching the garden's sensory landscape. A charming archway at a garden entrance, formed from fence posts and curved wire mesh, provides structure and grace. Draped with jasmine or other fragrant climbers, it welcomes visitors with scent and beauty. The arch acts as a natural gateway, marking a transition into a serene outdoor retreat. Its rustic materials invite tactile exploration, and its floral adornment enhances the anticipation of what lies beyond. Using cedar uprights and wire grids, espaliered fruit trees like pears or apples become living walls of productivity and design. This technique transforms a simple fence line into a fruitful ornamental feature. The structured growth patterns bring order and elegance to the garden while maximizing space. As fruit ripens along the grid, the fence doubles as both harvest and heritage. A decorative garden gate combining a wooden scroll-topped frame with vintage iron wire mesh invites both beauty and accessibility. This focal point blends craftsmanship with rustic charm, setting the tone for the garden beyond. Its open wire design allows glimpses of blooms inside, teasing the senses and enhancing curiosity. The wooden scrollwork softens the metal's strength, creating a harmonious balance. Letting lush peonies spill through narrow wooden frames and fine galvanized mesh brings romantic softness to rustic fencing. The bold blooms contrast with the simple structure, turning the fence into a living floral canvas. This pairing enhances the garden's mood by combining natural exuberance with crafted restraint. It invites visitors to pause and admire the beauty framed by weathered wood and wire. Attaching flower-filled window boxes along the inner side of a wire fence adds bursts of color and texture at eye level. This layering technique maximizes small spaces while softening the fence's linearity. The window boxes create a dynamic display that changes with the seasons, encouraging close-up appreciation. Their vibrant blooms enhance the garden's cheerfulness and intimacy. A rustic wooden fence combined with a wire grit panel supports an array of succulents in small planters or baskets. This vertical arrangement offers drought-tolerant greenery with textural interest. The mix of woody frames, metallic mesh, and fleshy plants creates an eye-catching interplay of materials. It's an easy care solution that adds depth and greenery to a sun-soaked fence line. Staggered layers of old wooden panels intertwined with wire mesh create a multi-dimensional fence that supports vining gourds and squashes. This layered construction adds depth and richness to the garden border. The growing gourds weave through the wood and wire, softening hard lines with lush greenery and fruit. The fence becomes both a support system and an evolving garden sculpture. Incorporating a bench into a wood and wire fence line, shaded by climbing passionflower or morning glory, creates a cozy nook for rest and reflection. The privacy vines soften the fence and provide natural screening. This intimate corner invites relaxation, while connecting visitors directly to nature's scents and colors. It's a perfect blend of function and beauty that encourages lingering moments in the garden. Alternating vintage doors and wire mesh panels between fence posts creates a whimsical, eclectic perimeter. This playful mix adds character and conversation pieces to the garden boundary. The aged doors provide texture and history, while the wire sections maintain openness and lightness. Together, they form a fence that's both protective and artistically engaging. A fence featuring naturally rusted wire complements the golden hues of sunflowers growing along reclaimed wood posts. This earthy combination enhances the warmth and vibrancy of summer blooms. The rust patina echoes the sunflower's palette, creating visual harmony. The fence frames the flowers without overpowering them, allowing their bright faces to command attention. Blending practical chicken coop fencing with a trailing flowering border, like nasturtiums, softens utilitarian wire with vibrant color. This integration makes the chicken run a charming garden feature rather than an eyesore. The flowers attract beneficial insects and add seasonal interest, creating balance between function and beauty. This design respects garden wildlife while delighting human visitors. Containing a compost area with an L-shaped fence made from old pickets and strong wire mesh keeps the space tidy and discreet. The rustic materials blend with garden surroundings, making the compost corner approachable. This fence protects compost from animals while maintaining airflow, essential for decomposition. It provides a practical yet attractive garden feature that supports sustainability efforts. Hanging wire baskets full of pollinator-attracting blooms along a garden fence creates a vibrant nectar station. Painted signs mark these zones, educating visitors about the importance of bees and butterflies. This design transforms a simple fence into a lively ecosystem hotspot. It encourages biodiversity while adding dynamic color and movement to the garden. miniature fairy village nestled at the base of a small wood and wire fence becomes a whimsical garden feature. Soft moss, floral vines, and delicate accents complete the magical setting. The fence provides structure without overwhelming, allowing the tiny world to enchant visitors of all ages. This playful addition sparks imagination while complementing the rustic garden style. Mounting vintage garden tools on a wide mesh wire fence panel turns functional items into decorative art. The rustic wood backing adds warmth and context to these storied objects. This display celebrates gardening heritage and craftsmanship, connecting past to present. It offers both storage and visual interest, making tools part of the garden's story. Supporting dwarf citrus or plum trees between wired fence posts creates a compact orchard lane filled with summer fruit and foliage. This approach maximizes small spaces while maintaining a neat, rustic aesthetic. The structured fence acts as trellis and boundary, balancing productivity with beauty. As fruit ripens, the fence becomes a feast for both eyes and taste buds. Lining a moonlit garden with white flowers and solar-powered lights, attached to a silver-toned wire and driftwood fence creates an ethereal nocturnal retreat. The soft glow complements delicate blooms, enhancing nighttime serenity. This illuminated fence balances rustic materials with magical ambience, inviting quiet evening strolls. It turns the backyard into a shimmering oasis, perfect for relaxation under the stars. Thanks so much for watching these backyard fence ideas to bring rustic charm and upcycled beauty to your garden. Remember, the right fence can do more than mark boundaries. It can add character, support your plants, and invite wildlife. If you found inspiration here, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Thyme for Gardening for more seasonal garden tips, and drop a comment sharing which fence idea you loved most or want to try. Happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next video.